Hey everyone, welcome into our latest Traded Black podcast. I'm your host, Shad Dales, and today we're diving into the biggest developments in cannabis for the week of April the 7th. Lots to dive into, and on the macro level, not a great week. We saw some rebound action towards the end, but cannabis stocks, they didn't catch the same bounce. That said, we did see some much needed good news out of Germany, plus some big headlines from Pennsylvania, Missouri, and Alabama, and some corporate shakeups from Tilray, SNDL, and more. So with that, let's dive into it because this is TDR's biggest developments in cannabis for the week of April the 7th. Let's start on the reform front. All eyes are on the DEA this Monday as we await the next step in the ALJ hearing process tied to rescheduling. And oh, will we be watching? Will we get movement or another 90-day extension? Please give us some movement. But my bet, more wheels spinning. But hey, I'd love to be wrong. Hope springs eternal, especially in cannabis reform, because people that follow us understand we need this. As far as cannabis stocks, they lit up briefly last week with the news of a 90-day tariff delay, but the high faded fast. Most prices drifted back down, though we did close in the green. If you're following MSOS, the chart tells the story: volatility and hesitation. Price action speaks louder than press releases these days, something that cannabis investors know all too well these days. Let's move on the state front. In Missouri, a heated fight is underway over hemp regulation. One lawmaker wants to ban intoxicating hemp products like Delta 8 outside dispensaries, calling it a public health crisis. Critics fired back, calling it corporate gatekeeping by the marijuana lobby. This is interesting. Republican senators even sided with Democrats to call it what it is, a turf war. And for now, the bill is shelved, but Missouri remains a battleground between hemp and cannabis interests. Let's see how this develops. In Pennsylvania, Republican Senator Dan Laughlin proposed a bold idea: use cannabis tax revenue to build a legacy fund for long-term investments in infrastructure and education. I like this. Laughlin's on record saying, quote, "This isn't about if, it's when," end quote. But reform still faces delays in legislature. The vision is there, but the execution, not quite yet. Over in Alabama, a new bill would hand regulation of hemp-derived products like Delta 8 to the state's Alcohol Beverage Control Board. Supporters say it'll protect kids, but critics say the bill could wipe out as much as 10,000 jobs. What's the latest? No vote yet, but it's another example of the regulatory tightening we're seeing nationwide. And now let's talk about the good news, as I said off the top. In Germany, a newly formed coalition government is not reversing cannabis legalization, at least not for now. And this is welcoming news. They will reevaluate the law in the fall of 2025, but for now, reform and advocates and businesses are breathing easier. Cannabis social clubs are live, pilot sales and programs are expanding, and support for legalization is growing. So safe to say, Germany's cannabis experiment is alive and kicking. Great to see. Now on the business side, and a big announcement this week by SNDL as they announced a $32.2 million acquisition of 32 stores across Ontario, Alberta, and Saskatchewan, expanding their footprint to 219 locations. Keep your eyes on SNDL because I think this is the first of many moves by this company here in 2025, especially when you factor in the news a couple weeks ago about the share ownership in High Tide. Next up, Scott's Miracle-Gro. It's pulling back from cannabis, transferring its Hawthorne Collective subsidiary to a new strategic partner. CEO Jim Hagdorn says it's about minimizing exposure and really refocusing on their core garden businesses. Sign of the times, the cannabis industry right now, isn't it? Next up is Glasshouse Brands. They're making moves, bringing Plus Gummies to Florida via Ease and launching a research partnership with UC Berkeley. This is a big play on hemp, automation, and national scale, something they know very well. Trulieve also made news as they opened yet another Florida dispensary, this time in St. Petersburg. The grand opening was Friday with discounts and new product drops. Man, what a position Trulieve has in the Sunshine State. As far as earnings this week, Tilray announced their latest, and they got smoked. They posted a $793 million loss. Yes, that's real. Most of it was non-cash, but the market didn't care. The stock was down 22%. Now, as far as earning dates that are coming up, both Green Thumb Industries and the cannabis company will be announcing their latest earnings in early May. They made these announcements this week. Plus, some promotional news. MariMed promoted Ryan Crandall to Chief Commercial Officer. This is a solid internal move from a team that's been quietly building. I like the team team they built over at MariMed. So with that, that's it for this week. And let's face it, a tough week for cannabis stocks. But the next big announcement will be this Monday as the DEA makes an announcement regarding the rescheduling process. We'll be watching closely and we want to know your thoughts. So leave some comments below. Do you think the DEA actually announces anything meaningful this week or just more delay? We're going to find out one way or another. Also, if you're new here, subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and don't forget to scan this QR code and become a daily Baked In newsletter subscriber, giving you all the latest information on the business and reform side of the cannabis industry. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, everyone. And like I always say, stay connected, stay open-minded, and I'll see you next time on our latest Trade to Black podcast. I'm your host, Shad Dales. Thanks again, everyone, for watching.